It's this guy's fault. This guy right here. He is at fault for this video. And I'll tell you what, I'm not exactly pleased. Yeah, these stupid M&Ms. It's a fun size. Oh, it's really fun. Except there's only 6 M&Ms in here. And that made me start to be angry. Well, first of all, because I'm a chubby guy and you don't rip off a chubby guy's M&Ms. But secondly, their sizes. Their sizes keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and we keep paying the same amount of money for the same, well, less product. It's called inflation. Yes, I know it's inflation, and this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. This sausage, for example, is only 12 ounces. And about 2 years ago, it used to be a pound, then they dropped it to 14 ounces, and now it's 12 ounces for the same price that we were paying when it was a pound. And these stupid new little sodas that are only 7.5 ounces, they charge you the same amount of money as they did when they were bigger. This bottle of honey, which was, you know, 10 bucks like a year ago, is now 14. Same size. Those are only a couple of the items that we're seeing incredible price jacks. Either prices getting jacked through the roof, or the size is getting smaller and you pay the same thing. And I started looking at the percentages, and a lot of these products are being increased in terms of inflation almost by 50%. Some are even much more. And so that really got me wondering, well, why in the world am I not hearing about this on the TV or on the internet? I'm not hearing that there's inflation going on in a major way. It is an election year, right? Yes, it is an election year, which is probably one of the reasons why we're not hearing more about it in regular media. I think that they kind of want to make everything look like it's just, oh, smooth sailing. But then again, you got to think about the campaign that Trump ran. It was everything's on fire. You would think that this would be something that would want to just make everybody aware of, put it in your face. There's yet another problem that's going on that I can fix, right? Maybe the problem's a little bit bigger than anyone wants to admit. What if it was a managed inflation? Managed inflation? What if we're simply being conditioned to be happy with less? Well, that one doesn't really make sense, because businesses that make the food, they're in business to make money, right? So why wouldn't they just try to make the same? Whoa, what if it's the Illuminati? Bah. Well, whatever the reasons may be, the fact is there that we are experiencing an incredible amount of inflation in our food costs. And I don't know if you guys have seen it in your area, but here in the Ohio, Cincinnati area, it's insane. And I know that there are friends of the channel who are folks that are living overseas that are scratching their head going, man, that's a good deal, because over there, food prices are out of control. Now, the question I have is this: is there really anything we can do about it? Well, yes and no. We can't control big market shifts as an individual. Clearly, we are not going to be able to call up the executives over at Procter & Gamble and say, hey, we're tired of paying these prices, and so we want you to pay or to take less money. Not going to happen. But we can do a couple things in that any food that you have bought, say, a few years ago, clearly you paid less money for it. Well, that goes the same today, that any food that you buy today is probably going to be less money than it will be a year from now if we just watch the same track, right? If we're on the same pattern, then we can learn from that. And so food that you could maybe purchase today and just store on the shelves or put in the freezer or have on hand is probably going to be a lot cheaper to get it today than it will be a year from now. Another suggestion I would make from the standpoint of being a homesteader is learn how to grow some food. Get some plants in the ground and start learning how to grow tomatoes or potatoes or tomatoes or potatoes or whatever you got that you can do. That's going to save you a ton of money in food. Another thing that we have done to try to stave off the old inflation is don't buy prepackaged foods as often as you can. Buy the actual raw ingredients and make whatever it is that you're making. For example, if you want to have a hamburger helper kind of meal, don't just go buy the box, buy the actual macaroni, buy the ground beef, buy the cheese, buy the stuff that you need to make it, and you'll save a lot of money, and besides, it's actually gonna be a lot healthier for you. Now, I am not a money guy. I'm not into finances or anything like that, and I don't understand big market shifts and how this thing that happened in Crimea was, you know, dominoes, and then all of a sudden we're in the situation we're in. But there are folks who are, and one of the ones I would recommend is Tommy over at the Off Grid Nation channel. He really knows what's what about finances. He's got a background in finance, and he's wicked smart when it comes to this stuff. But one thing I would say that I could probably hear him screaming into the ethos is, if you have the means, hedge against inflation with actual physical gold and physical silver, if you have the means. Now, a lot of us don't. But, you know, if you can, you know, save up 15 bucks or 20 bucks here and there, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and get a little bit of silver on hand, because when things get crazy, if inflation keeps going up, you could be in a situation where it could be $100 for a loaf of bread. But I would hate to see it be that way, but if you had something physical, tangibly, money on hand, you would be in a lot better situation. So I guess the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you guys today is, A, I'm venting a little bit of frustration. It is absolutely maddening to only get 6 M&Ms. Not really that. It's the inflation that's going on around us, and it's happening in so many areas of our lives. But since you still have your soda, you don't really think about the fact that you just got less. You got a lot less for the same amount of money. And I'm just kind of concerned that a lot of people are not realizing what's going on. And if the pattern keeps going, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And so my encouragement to you is, start to think more self-reliant. Put away some food now that maybe, you know, it's going to be a better deal now anyway. And also learn how to garden, learn how to can some food, and learn how to save money here and there, because I think our country and the world is heading to a place that I don't think we've ever seen before. And so I'm kind of just waving the flag going, hey, danger, warning, there's something on the horizon up there that does not look like we want to go through it. And so prepare now. Go ahead and learn those skills. Get a little food on the shelf. And then maybe you won't be stuck with only 6 M&Ms. So there it is. I'm Brad with the Big Family Homestead. Honestly, I hope that this is an encouragement to you, even though it's frustrating. It's so frustrating to talk about stuff like this, because you feel like, what can I do? I'm just one little guy. There's no way I can really affect this too terribly much. But there is a lot you can do on your end of things. And that's why I'm hoping this is an encouragement and not a discouragement. So anyway, there's the video for the day. I hope that you are encouraged. So I'm Brad with the Big Family Homestead. You guys have an amazing day.